Okay, welcome back to the SnekTek YouTube channel. Today I would like to discuss some of the differences between the old solar dashboard and the new solar dashboard, the version 6. The version 6 and the pre-version 6. So if you are not familiar with the solar dashboard, I think the SnekTek solar dashboard unit is the best way to monitor your system for various reasons. First of all, it saves all the data onto a SD card, so you can keep everything. You can use it off-grid. You don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi, or you can be sometimes connected to Wi-Fi, and it will upload everything when it's connected. Another good reason is you have the best ability to look at the data. There's a nice chart interface like this. There's some gauges. There's some new screens under development to show you all the information. And there's a API, so you can access the information with your own application. There's also MQTT capability, so you can set up MQTT to get all the information out that way. You can integrate it with Home Assistant. There's a Home Assistant integration on the forum, so you can use the data through the visual interface or through your application interface, whatever you want to do. There's also a very affordable cloud connectivity option so that everything is available on the cloud without having to do anything. And it'll always be available. You don't have to port forward. Everything gets synced to the cloud. You can see that anywhere you are in the world. I reckon it works pretty good. We're going to look at the new version. So let's have a look and see what's going on. So this one, we'll take it out of the box. This one is a really old, it's an old version 3 because I don't have any version 4 or 5. I sold them all, so I have this old version 3 which I used for development. It's quite similar to the version 4 and 5, so we'll compare that one to the version 6. So first we got to take out screws. So now I'm going to show you behind the scenes what's inside the SnekTek solar dashboard. Let's look. We have this nice case. It comes with four machine screws and threaded inserts, so it's a very nice high quality case for a nice high quality unit. Inside we have the board. Okay, and it's really quite simple, so let's go through it. And functionally this and this are the same. Here's the connection with the solar controller, and this provides both the data transmission to collect the data from the how much power you're making or not making, and what your battery status is, and all the other information. It comes in through here. There's also a power supply from the solar controller, so that it's a plug and play system. You just have to plug it in. That's it. This consumes a very small amount of power that's supplied by the solar controller. So I'm going to point out the things that are the same on this board and this board, and then I'll go through this board and show you how everything works. So here's the connector for the charge controller. Here's the real-time clock board. On this board, it's over here. It's just this chip and the crystal. We don't actually need the battery or any of this other stuff for that. Then we have the computer here, and that is over here. We don't need the rest of this board. Some of the functions are offloaded into other parts, but we don't need the rest of this. And then we have the SD card slot. It's here. It was here before, now it's here. And we don't have any LEDs anymore because we ran out of pins. And here we have the converter from RS232 or RS485. And on the new board, it's right here. So it's surface mount. And the other thing that changed is before this was powered with a linear power supply, but on the new board we have a switching power supply here. That converts whatever is coming in here to 3.3 volts for this guy, because everything here runs on 3.3 volts. And the nice thing about a switching converter is it's going to be very power efficient compared to the old one, which was okay because it didn't use much power, but the new one much better in that regard. So let's look at the new board now and see what all the parts do. Okay, let's go from right to left. So here's the plug for the connect to the solar controller, and then right next to it we have a RS232 converter chip that just converts the voltages to the right levels so this can understand. And then down here we have the switching converter that converts the power down to 3.3 volt, so that to power everything on here. It does it very efficiently. Moving along, we have some bulk capacitance here just to ensure this whole thing doesn't, the voltage on the 3.3 volt power rail doesn't go too low. And this guy is a little transistor that allows us to cut the power to the SD card. Sometimes the SD card gets in a funny state and we need to be able to reset it in a controlled way, so we have a little transistor there. And then over here we have a real-time clock module. This has a little oscillator here, a little watch crystal. It's not much different than what's in your wristwatch, and it just keeps track of time, and we can interrogate it and get the time information and set the time from the computer. That's pretty much it, and a lot of the magic happens in the software. That's where all the magic happens. You know, that's what at the end of the day, you know, you're paying for it. Back here we have some options for some different versions, so I can use the same board. So you can see I have a different spot here for the RS485 version, and then there's some different jumpers that I can solder, which turns it into the different versions. And back here is a module for the RS485 module instead of using this one over here. Okay, here's a quick look at the RS485 version, and you can see it's just a different color, but we got the module here on the back that allows us to communicate with the RS485 signal, and then this is missing because we don't need that. And then what we also have is a supervisor chip. So there's an issue on the EP-Ever solar controllers where sometimes if the voltage gets low, they will ramp up and down the supply voltage to our unit very slowly, and I found out that that can cause this guy to lock up. So for the EP-Ever versions we have a supervisor IC, and what this does is if the voltage gets too low, it will hit the reset line on this guy and keep it resetted, and then only once the voltage is in a good state, everyone's happy, we can turn this guy on and there won't be any problem. Okay, that about wraps up the comparison between the old unit and the new. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you'd like to check out our products, you can visit SnekTek.com/shop, and these guys are available on the shop and Amazon as well. So if you're interested in monitoring your solar system from afar, for sure check it out. Okay, thanks, bye.